11 things girls do if they want you signs you're more than just a friend. Psychology tricks. As the writer Antoine de Saint-Exupéry once said, love does not consist in gazing at each other, but in looking outward together in the same direction. Yet before two people ever walk in the same direction, attraction usually begins in far quieter ways, through glances, gestures, and small signals that most men overlook. When a woman feels a deeper pull toward you, she rarely announces it directly. Instead, her interest tends to appear through subtle behavior, playful energy, and the way she naturally positions herself around you. In this video, we're going to explore several telling signs women often show when their feelings go beyond simple friendship. These signals may appear in the way she watches you across the room, the way her body language changes when you're nearby, or the way she finds small excuses to be close to you. Some signs are easy to miss, while others quietly reveal a much stronger attraction than you might expect, especially the fifth and sixth signals, which often speak louder than words. If you pay attention, these small details can give you a much clearer picture of where you truly stand. So stay with me until the end, because we're going to unpack these behaviors step by step and help you see what they really mean. Let's begin. 1. Flirtatious touching. Flirtatious touching is often one of the most revealing signals that a woman sees you as more than just a casual friend. It rarely appears loud or dramatic. Instead, it shows up through small, playful moments that feel natural but carry deeper meaning. A light touch on your arm when she laughs, a gentle tap on your shoulder to get your attention, a brief brush against your back as she walks past. These moments may look accidental, but in many cases they are subtle psychology tricks rooted in female psychology, ways people naturally create connection when attraction begins to grow. Pay attention to the timing. Notice the comfort behind the gesture. When a woman feels drawn to you, physical distance often begins to shrink without effort. She leans a little closer during conversation. She stays near even when there is space to move away. That is not random. That is emotional curiosity quietly turning into physical warmth. For example, you might tell a joke and she lightly taps your arm while laughing. It seems playful. It feels harmless. But in the language of female psychology, this is often a way to test closeness without making a direct confession. Another moment may happen when she adjusts something on your shirt or briefly touches your back while guiding you through a crowded room. These gestures are rarely about necessity. They're about comfort. They're about connection. And understanding these subtle psychology tricks can completely change the way you interpret her behavior. Don't dismiss these signals as meaningless. Many men overlook them because they expect attraction to be obvious. It usually is not. Real attraction often hides inside the quiet details of human behavior. That is why learning how to fall in love is not only about grand gestures or dramatic confessions. It begins with awareness. It begins with noticing the quiet invitations people send when they feel safe around you. Be calm when you notice it. Don't rush. Don't immediately overanalyze. Simply recognize what the moment represents. A woman who repeatedly initiates light, playful touch is often showing that she enjoys your presence and feels emotionally relaxed around you. That is important. Comfort always comes before deeper affection. This is a principle many relationship experts highlight when discussing how to fall in love and build genuine connection. That is why these small touches matter more than most people realize. They're part of the silent conversation that happens before words ever catch up. They show curiosity. They show warmth. They show interest. And when these gestures happen naturally, repeatedly, and with ease, they are often one of the clearest psychology tricks used within female psychology to signal attraction. So pay attention to the little things. Be observant. Be present. Because sometimes the difference between just a friend and someone she secretly likes is nothing more than a playful touch that lingers for one extra second. And if you learn to recognize that moment, you will begin to understand the quiet, fascinating ways human connection truly begins. 2. Standing close. Standing close to you is one of the quiet but powerful signals that reveals a woman's interest, and many men overlook it because they expect attraction to be loud or obvious. But real attraction often works through subtle behavior. Watch the distance between you. That distance speaks. When a woman intentionally positions herself near you, especially when she faces you directly, it usually means she feels comfortable, curious, and emotionally engaged. In female psychology, proximity is rarely random. People instinctively move closer to those they feel safe with and interested in. So, if she chooses the seat beside you instead of across the table, or she naturally drifts closer while talking, pay attention. That is not coincidence. That is one of those quiet psychology tricks human beings use without even realizing it. The body often reveals what the words are still deciding. Be observant. Don't ignore these small signals. A woman who likes you will often close the physical gap little by little. She might stand slightly closer than necessary when you speak or lean in during a conversation. That lean matters. It shows engagement. It shows curiosity. It shows that she values the moment she is sharing with you. In the language of female psychology, leaning closer is often a sign that she wants to strengthen the emotional bridge between the two of you. And here is something many men miss. When a woman enjoys your presence, she usually will not step back when you naturally move a little closer. Instead, she stays. Sometimes she even adjusts her body toward you, mirroring your posture, your angle, or the direction you face. Mirroring is one of the most powerful psychology tricks in human interaction. When two people begin to mirror each other naturally, it often means comfort and attraction are building. The connection becomes synchronized without either person planning it. That is how chemistry quietly forms. You must understand this clearly. Attraction often grows through comfort first, not intensity. The space between two people shrinking slowly can create a powerful sense of intimacy. Don't rush it. Don't force it. Simply recognize it. When she stands close, she is opening the door to connection. Now, this does not mean every woman who stands nearby is automatically falling for you. Be calm. Be thoughtful. Context matters. But when this behavior appears together with other signals, eye contact, smiling, leaning in, playful conversation, then you are witnessing the early stages of emotional attraction. In female psychology, closeness is often the body's way of saying, I enjoy being here with you. And that is where many men either succeed or fail. Some men panic and overreact. Don't do that. Others ignore the moment entirely. Don't do that either. Be grounded. Be relaxed. A calm presence is far more attractive than forced confidence. Remember this simple principle if you want to understand how to fall in love in a natural, healthy way. Attraction grows in spaces where people feel safe to be close. Emotional closeness and physical proximity often grow side by side. That is why learning to notice these subtle psychology tricks can completely change how you read a situation. Instead of guessing blindly, you start understanding the quiet language of human behavior. And this is especially true when it comes to female psychology. Women often communicate interest through comfort, warmth, and presence rather than direct statements. So when she chooses to stay close during a conversation, when she leans in instead of leaning away, when the distance between you disappears without effort, pause and recognize the moment. That is not accidental. That is connection forming. Be present in it. Don't rush ahead mentally. Don't overanalyze every detail either. Just respond with calm energy and genuine engagement. The truth about how to fall in love is simpler than many people think. Real connection begins with small signals of comfort, shared laughter, relaxed conversation, and yes, even something as simple as standing a little closer than necessary. These subtle psychology tricks are part of how human beings slowly move from strangers to something more meaningful. Learn to notice them, respect them, and when you see them, respond with confidence, patience, and authenticity. Because sometimes the smallest step closer is actually the first step towards something deeper. And here's the truth most men overlook. When a woman chooses to stand close to you, she's not just filling space. She's revealing comfort, curiosity, and quiet attraction. Proximity is never random. It's a signal. So remember this: attraction often speaks through distance or the lack of it. If you understand that, drop a comment right now. I notice the signals. Like the video, subscribe for more psychology insights, and remind yourself daily: the man who pays attention always sees what others miss. Speech balloon. 3. Softening voice and tone. Softening her voice and tone is one of the quietest signals a woman can send, yet it is often one of the most powerful, and a man with awareness will notice it immediately. Watch carefully. Listen closely. When a woman's voice becomes softer while speaking to you, she is not simply adjusting her volume for comfort. She is shifting the emotional atmosphere of the moment. She is lowering the walls of the conversation. She is creating intimacy. In a noisy room, in a crowded restaurant, or even during a casual exchange, that gentle change in tone draws the interaction inward, almost like she is forming a small, private space that belongs only to the two of you. That is not accidental. Human communication is rarely only about words. Tone carries emotion. Tone carries intention. Tone carries connection. When her voice slows down, softens, or becomes slightly quieter, it often means she feels safe speaking with you and she wants the moment to feel more personal. As the writer Maya Angelou once said, "People will forget what you said, but they will never forget how you made them feel." A softened voice is about feeling. It signals warmth. It signals comfort. It signals closeness. And a man who lives with an iron mind understands that attraction is rarely loud. It is often subtle, controlled, and deliberate. This is where old Stoic wisdom becomes valuable. The Stoics taught that clarity comes to those who observe carefully rather than react emotionally. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." A calm, attentive man sees these details. He does not chase signals nervously. He notices them. He understands them. He responds with composure. In modern life, where people rush through conversations while staring at phones, many men completely miss these moments. Do not be that man. Be present. Be attentive. Be grounded. If a woman lowers her voice when she speaks to you, hold eye contact. Listen fully. Do not interrupt. Do not rush to impress. The moment itself is already doing the work. A calm presence amplifies attraction more than loud confidence ever could. This is exactly the mindset we teach in Stoicism: win, clarity over confusion, presence over pressure. When you carry an iron mind, you do not panic over signals. You read them with patience and discipline. Remember this rule: attraction often moves toward calm strength. It moves toward emotional steadiness. It moves toward the man who understands human behavior without becoming desperate for validation. And when you combine awareness with old Stoic wisdom, something powerful happens. You begin to see patterns that others overlook. A softer voice, a longer pause, a warmer tone. These are not random changes. They are invitations into emotional closeness. Notice them. Respect them. Respond with quiet confidence. As Epictetus reminded us, first learn the meaning of what you say, and then speak. In other words, understand the moment before reacting to it. That is the path of Stoicism win. That is the power of an iron mind. A man who lives this way does not chase attention. Attention naturally moves toward him. And when you master that level of calm awareness, you are no longer guessing about attraction. You are reading it with precision, with patience, and with the quiet strength that defines a man who truly understands people and life. 4. Licking her lips. Licking her lips is one of those small gestures that many men overlook, yet in the world of human connection, it can quietly reveal powerful signals of attraction. When a woman briefly moistens her lips while speaking with you, especially during moments of eye contact or laughter, it often reflects a subtle mixture of excitement, curiosity, and emotional tension. This is where understanding psychology tricks and female psychology becomes useful, because attraction rarely announces itself loudly. It whispers through body language. Pay attention. Be observant. Do not rush to conclusions, but do not ignore patterns either. When a woman repeatedly draws attention to her lips while talking with you, She may be unconsciously highlighting one of the most expressive parts of the face. That is not accidental. That is communication without words. In female psychology, the lips are strongly connected to intimacy and affection, so small gestures around the mouth often appear when emotional interest is rising. You must understand this clearly. Attraction often reveals itself through comfort mixed with nervous energy. A woman who feels absolutely nothing for you rarely becomes self-aware of her lips. But when she feels a spark, the body begins to react in quiet ways. She might lick her lips when you make eye contact. She might do it while smiling at your joke. She might pause slightly in conversation and briefly touch or wet her lips before speaking again. These are small psychology tricks of the body, automatic signals created by emotional tension and curiosity. Do not misinterpret every gesture as romantic interest, but also do not dismiss the pattern when it repeats alongside other signals. Context matters. Timing matters. When the gesture appears during deep eye contact, playful teasing, or moments where the conversation slows and the energy becomes more personal, the meaning becomes clearer. This is where many men make mistakes. They ignore subtle cues because they expect dramatic signals. But attraction rarely behaves that way. Real connection grows quietly. As philosopher Blaise Pascal once observed, the heart has its reasons which reason knows nothing of. The body often reveals those hidden reasons long before words do. If you are learning how to fall in love wisely and build genuine connection, train yourself to notice these microsignals without becoming obsessive about them. Be calm. Be confident. Do not stare awkwardly at her lips. Instead, maintain relaxed eye contact and continue the conversation naturally. That is the right response. When a woman feels comfortable with you, small gestures like lip licking can also reflect anticipation. She may not even realize she is doing it. Her mind is engaged with you. Her emotions are curious. And her body responds instinctively. In female psychology, attraction is often layered: playfulness, curiosity, a little nervousness, and a sense of possibility all mixing together at once. That is why these signals often appear during moments of laughter or shared focus. She feels the chemistry building, and the body reacts in subtle ways. Understanding these psychology tricks does not mean manipulating anyone. It means learning to read emotional signals with maturity and awareness. The goal is not to chase every hint of attraction, but to recognize when mutual energy is forming. If you notice this gesture occasionally, simply stay present and confident. But if it appears repeatedly along with smiling, leaning closer, sustained eye contact, or playful conversation, then the message becomes clearer. The emotional door may be opening. This is part of learning how to fall in love in a natural, respectful way by observing, responding calmly, and allowing connection to grow without pressure. The smartest men do not force attraction. They recognize it. They respect it. They respond to it with quiet confidence. And often, the smallest gestures, like a simple movement of the lips, can reveal far more than words ever will. If you've ever noticed these small signals and wondered what they really mean, this is your reminder to start paying closer attention. Attraction often speaks in quiet gestures, not loud declarations. A simple movement, a playful look, a moment of nervous excitement, it all reveals more than words ever could. So if this insight helped you see things differently, make sure to like the video, subscribe for more psychology and relationship wisdom, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. And drop this line in the comments to lock the lesson into your mind. Attraction whispers through small signals. I pay attention. 5. Inviting you into her space. Inviting you into her space is a quiet but powerful signal. When a woman intentionally leaves the seat next to her open or gently encourages you to move closer, pay attention. That is not accidental. That is communication without words. Human beings guard their personal space carefully, especially around people they do not fully trust. So when she creates room for you beside her, she is doing more than being polite. She is showing comfort. She is showing interest. She is saying, in a subtle way, you belong closer. A woman who likes you will naturally reduce distance. Maybe you're sitting with friends and she slides slightly to the side, making a clear opening. Maybe she turns her body toward you instead of away. Maybe she pats the empty seat next to her and says, "Sit here." These small gestures are simple, but they carry meaning. Do not ignore them. Watch her body language carefully. When a woman invites you into her space, her posture changes. Her shoulders angle toward you. Her feet point in your direction. Her attention stays with you even when others are speaking. This is not random behavior. This is attraction showing itself through comfort and proximity. And here is the key point. Don't overthink it. Be calm. Be present. Move closer naturally. A high-value man understands signals like these without turning them into pressure. He doesn't rush. He doesn't act desperate. He simply accepts the invitation with quiet confidence. That calm response is what makes a man naturally attract women. Think about it like a campfire on a cool evening. When the warmth feels good, people naturally move closer to the fire. They do not hesitate. They do not question it. They simply lean toward the warmth. Attraction works the same way. When a woman enjoys your presence, she moves closer to your energy. Your job is simple. Maintain steady masculine energy. Stay relaxed. Stay grounded. Do not crowd her. Do not pull away in uncertainty. Just match the moment with calm awareness. Many men miss this signal because they look for loud signs. They expect grand gestures. But attraction often lives in quiet movements. A seat saved for you. A slight shift of the body. A small gesture inviting you closer. That is where connection begins. As the writer Mark Twain once said, actions speak louder than words. In attraction, this truth is undeniable. The invitation into her space is an action that reveals interest far more clearly than long conversations ever could. So here is the rule you must remember. Do not ignore proximity. Do not dismiss small gestures. When she opens space beside her, step into it with confidence. That is how a high-value man behaves. He reads the room. He understands human signals. He stays composed and grounded in his masculine energy. And when you carry yourself that way, you naturally attract women without forcing anything. Calm presence. Clear awareness. That is the real power. 6. Head nods and encouraging gestures. Pay attention to the small signals. They rarely shout, but they often speak the loudest. When a woman nods gently while you talk, when she leans in just a little, when she says "really" or "go on," she is not simply filling silence. She is showing engagement, curiosity, and often genuine interest in you as a man. These small, encouraging gestures matter more than most men realize. They are signs of emotional presence, signs that she is listening not just with her ears, but with her attention. In modern life, where people scroll more than they speak and conversations are often rushed, a woman who truly listens stands out immediately. Notice it. Respect it. As the writer Stephen R. Covey once said, most people do not listen with the intent to understand. They listen with the intent to reply. But when a woman nods, asks questions, and encourages you to continue, she is doing the opposite. She is choosing to understand you. That is powerful. And if you want to become the kind of man women naturally connect with, you must recognize and respond to this moment correctly. Do not rush. Do not dominate the conversation. Be calm. Be clear. This is where old Stoic wisdom becomes practical in everyday life. The Stoics taught that true strength begins with presence and self-control. When you slow down, speak with purpose, and remain grounded, your words carry weight. That is the foundation of an iron mind. Women notice it immediately. They feel it in the rhythm of the conversation. They feel it in your composure. When she nods and encourages you to keep talking, she is opening the door for connection. Your job is simple. Step through it with confidence and clarity. Speak honestly. Share your thoughts without over-explaining. Let silence breathe between sentences. That calm certainty reflects the philosophy behind Stoicism win, a mindset where a man does not chase validation, but naturally attracts respect through composure and depth. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." That principle applies directly here. Be the man who speaks thoughtfully. Be the man who listens equally well. Be the man whose presence slows the room down. When she mirrors your movements or matches your expressions, that is another signal. Human beings mirror those they feel comfortable with. It is psychology, but it is also instinct. Recognize it, but do not overreact to it. Stay steady. Stay relaxed. This is the quiet strength that grows from old Stoic wisdom and builds the iron mind every mature man needs. In the end, attraction is not always fireworks. Sometimes it is far simpler. A nod, a smile, a woman leaning forward because she wants to hear the rest of your story. That moment matters. Handle it with patience. Handle it with confidence. This is how Stoicism turns ordinary conversations into meaningful connections, and how a man with an iron mind quietly stands apart from the crowd. If you recognize this signal, don't ignore it. When a woman nods, leans in, and encourages you to keep speaking, she's showing attention, respect, and genuine interest in the moment you share together. That kind of engagement is rare, and a wise man notices it. So here's your reminder. Confidence grows when you recognize the signs in front of you. If this message resonates with you, like the video, subscribe for more insights, and drop this sentence in the comments to lock it into your mindset. I recognize real interest, and I respond with calm confidence. 7. Flirtatious smiles. A flirtatious smile is never just a smile. It is a signal, a quiet invitation, a small window into female psychology that many men overlook because they are busy listening to words instead of reading behavior. When a woman feels attracted to you, her smile changes in subtle but powerful ways. It lingers a moment longer than necessary. It feels warmer, more personal. Not the quick, polite smile people exchange with strangers, but something softer and more playful. Watch closely. Notice the eyes. When genuine attraction is present, the smile spreads beyond the lips and lights up her entire face. She holds eye contact. Sometimes she laughs lightly at something that wasn't even that funny. That is not accidental. That is one of those quiet psychology tricks human beings naturally use when interest is growing. Many men miss this moment because they expect attraction to be obvious and dramatic. Don't make that mistake. Attraction often whispers before it speaks loudly. If she smiles at you repeatedly, looks directly into your eyes, then glances down with a shy expression before smiling again, pay attention. That pattern is one of the clearest signals within female psychology that emotional curiosity is forming. She may be testing the atmosphere. She may be wondering whether you notice. And this is where maturity matters. Don't rush. Don't overreact. Be calm. Be present. Return the smile naturally. That is how connection begins. The great philosopher Marcus Aurelius once reminded us, observe carefully what is happening before you. The same wisdom applies here. Understanding attraction is not about manipulation. It is about awareness. When you learn to read these small signals, you begin to understand the subtle rhythm of how to fall in love in the real world. Love rarely begins with grand speeches. It begins with quiet signals. A smile held a little longer. Eye contact that lingers. A moment of shared amusement. These moments may seem small, but they're the emotional sparks that create deeper connection. In fact, many psychology tricks used in attraction are simply natural expressions of comfort and curiosity. The more relaxed and confident you remain, the more those signals appear. Don't chase approval. Don't force chemistry. Instead, create an atmosphere where connection can grow naturally. That is the real lesson hidden inside female psychology. A woman who feels safe, intrigued, and emotionally engaged will often communicate it through warmth before words ever appear. And when you learn to recognize these signs, you begin to understand something deeper about relationships and about how to fall in love itself. Attraction is not complicated when you know what to look for. Watch the smile. Notice the eyes. Pay attention to the small signals most men ignore. Because sometimes, the beginning of something meaningful is hidden inside a single smile that lasts just a second longer than usual. 8. Showing enthusiasm. Showing enthusiasm is one of the clearest and most human signals of attraction, and if you learn to notice it, you will understand far more about a woman's interest than most men ever do. When a woman truly enjoys your presence, her energy changes the moment you walk into the room. Her face brightens. Her smile widens. It is not forced. It appears naturally, almost instantly. You might see her eyes light up, as if something good just arrived. Pay attention to that moment. Do not ignore it. That reaction often reveals more than words ever could. She laughs easily when you speak, sometimes even at jokes that are not particularly clever. That is not because the joke itself is brilliant. It is because she enjoys you. She enjoys the atmosphere you create. She enjoys the feeling of being around your masculine energy. When a woman is curious about you, she asks questions, many questions, about your experiences, your opinions, your hobbies, your plans. She is not simply making conversation. She is exploring who you are. She wants to understand the man in front of her. As the philosopher Marcus Aurelius once suggested, what we do now echoes in the character we reveal. And in these small interactions, her curiosity is revealing something important. Notice how she leans forward when you talk. That small movement matters. Leaning in is a subconscious signal of engagement. It shows attention. It shows interest. It shows she does not want to miss a word. Do not overlook this detail. Many men miss it because they focus only on obvious signals. But attraction often lives in the subtle moments. Sometimes her enthusiasm goes even further. She might suggest doing something together. Maybe it is coffee. Maybe a walk. Maybe an event she happened to hear about. That is not random. That is investment. When a woman begins creating opportunities to spend time with you, she is opening a door. Be calm. Be aware. That is where a high-value man distinguishes himself. Do not become overly excited or push too fast. Instead, stay grounded in your masculine energy. Enjoy the moment. Let the connection grow naturally. A high-value man understands that attraction is not forced. It is felt. It builds through presence, confidence, and emotional steadiness. When you carry yourself with calm certainty, you naturally attract women without needing to chase attention. That is the quiet power many men overlook. Remember this simple principle. Enthusiasm is rarely faked for long. Real interest creates real energy. When she lights up when you arrive, listens closely when you speak, and looks for reasons to continue the conversation, those are meaningful signals. Do not dismiss them. At the same time, do not rush to conclusions. Observe. Stay present. Be respectful. That is the mindset of a high-value man who understands how to attract women through authenticity and strong masculine energy. Be attentive. Be composed. And most importantly, be the man whose presence naturally invites that enthusiasm to grow. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who could benefit from understanding these subtle signals of attraction. When a woman lights up around you, laughs easily, leans in, and shows genuine excitement just to talk or spend time together, it often means your presence matters more than you realize. Enthusiasm is rarely random. It's energy directed towards someone she truly enjoys. So let's turn this insight into a reminder of your own value. Drop this affirmation in the comments and say it with confidence. I recognize genuine interest, and I welcome the energy of people who are excited to be around me. 9. Curious attraction. Curious attraction is one of the clearest signals that a woman sees you as more than just a casual presence in her life. Watch closely. A woman who is intrigued does not sit back in silence. She leans forward. She asks questions. She listens carefully. She wants to know how you think, what you value, where you have been, and where you are going. This is not random conversation. It is intentional curiosity. She might ask about your hobbies, your favorite places, the books you read, or how your day unfolded. She draws you into conversation again and again because she is exploring who you are beneath the surface. Pay attention to this pattern. It matters. If she remembers something small you mentioned days ago, Perhaps a story about your work, a place you enjoy visiting, or a goal you quietly shared, and she brings it up again. That is not coincidence. That is attention. That is interest. The philosopher Socrates once said, "Wonder is the beginning of wisdom." In relationships, curiosity is the beginning of attraction. When a woman is curious about your inner world, she is quietly telling you that you matter to her mind, not just to her eyes. And this is where a man must respond with strength and clarity. Do not rush. Do not try to impress with noise and exaggeration. Be calm. Be grounded. Speak with intention. This is where old Stoic wisdom becomes powerful in modern life. The Stoics understood that a man earns respect not by chasing attention, but by holding a steady presence. Your job is simple. Listen. Answer honestly. Share your thoughts with calm confidence. Let your life speak for itself. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. That is the standard. Be the man whose life sparks curiosity naturally. When a woman senses an iron mind, when she feels the quiet confidence of someone who knows himself, curiosity grows stronger. She asks more questions. She leans in more. She wants to discover what makes you different from everyone else she meets. In today's fast and distracted world, this type of curiosity is rare and valuable. Most conversations are shallow. Most people talk without listening. But when a woman consistently tries to understand you, she is investing energy in you. Recognize it, respect it, and respond like a man who understands his worth. This mindset is the heart of Stoicism win. Stay calm. Stay grounded. Let your actions and your character speak louder than words. Curiosity will grow when there is something real to discover. Build that life. Strengthen your iron mind. Live the quiet power of old Stoic wisdom. This is how attraction deepens. This is how respect is earned. This is how Stoicism win becomes not just a philosophy, but a way to master life and relationships. 10. Tilting her head. Tilting her head while speaking with you may look like a tiny, almost accidental gesture, but in the language of attraction, it carries surprising meaning. And men who understand these subtle signals begin to see the quiet psychology tricks hidden in everyday conversations. When a woman gently tilts her head while listening to you, she is not simply adjusting her posture, she is signaling attention, curiosity, and emotional openness, and this small movement often appears when someone is fully present in the moment, studying your words, your tone, even your confidence, because in female psychology, body language often speaks louder than direct statements, and the tilt of the head softens her expression, making her appear warm, receptive, and interested in what you are saying. Pay attention to the context. Does she tilt her head while maintaining eye contact, while smiling, while leaning slightly closer? That combination matters because when these signals align, the message becomes clearer. She feels comfortable with you, she enjoys the interaction, and she is allowing herself to connect emotionally. Notice another subtle detail as well. The gesture naturally exposes the neck, one of the most sensitive areas of the body, and in the language of human interaction, this is often a sign of trust and ease, not something done unconsciously around someone who makes her feel guarded. This is where many men misunderstand attraction because they search for dramatic signals while ignoring the quiet ones, yet real connection often grows through these gentle moments, the brief pauses, the attentive listening, the slight tilt of the head that says, without words, I'm interested in you, and understanding these signals is one of the most practical psychology tricks any man can learn. However, you must stay grounded. Don't rush to conclusions. Don't assume one gesture guarantees romantic interest. Instead, observe patterns because attraction in female psychology usually reveals itself through repetition, through clusters of signals that appear again and again during conversations. Be calm, be attentive, be present. Because presence is powerful, and when a man carries himself with relaxed confidence, he naturally creates the emotional space where curiosity grows, where comfort deepens, where the quiet process of how to fall in love slowly begins. Remember this. Attraction rarely, arrives with loud announcements. It shows up in soft gestures, in warm eye contact, in the subtle tilt of a head that invites deeper conversation. Don't overanalyze every movement, but do sharpen your awareness. Because learning these psychology tricks is not about manipulation, it is about understanding human connection. Respect the signals, stay authentic, and let the interaction unfold naturally. Because when two people feel comfortable enough to listen closely, smile easily, and lean toward each other in conversation, that is often the first quiet step in the beautiful and complex journey of how to fall in love, and men who understand the rhythms of female psychology recognize that these small moments, repeated over time, are often the earliest signs that a simple conversation may be turning into something far more meaningful. If this insight opened your eyes, take a moment to support the channel. Like the video, share it with a friend who might need this wisdom, and subscribe for more powerful insights about attraction, confidence, and understanding human behavior. Small signals often reveal the biggest truth, and the more you notice them, the more clarity you gain in your relationships. Now here's something important. When a woman tilts her head toward you, smiles, and gives you that warm, attentive look, it often means she feels comfortable and genuinely interested in the connection you're building. That moment of openness is not random. It reflects attention, trust, and curiosity about you. So let's turn that idea into a powerful affirmation for you. Drop this in the comments to lock it into your mindset and show the community you're paying attention to the signals around you. I recognize real interest and I attract genuine connection. Write it in the comments right now. 11. Nervous gestures. Nervous gestures are one of the quiet signals many men overlook, yet they often reveal far more than bold words ever could. When a woman feels a spark of attraction, her body sometimes reacts before her mind has time to control it. You might see her playing with her hair, lightly adjusting her sleeve, or fidgeting with something in her hands. These are not calculated moves. They are small, almost involuntary reactions created by the nervous excitement of being near someone who matters to her. Do not dismiss these moments as meaningless habits. Pay attention. That subtle movement may be her silent way of saying, "Your presence affects me." When she glances down for a second, taps her fingers, or shifts slightly in her seat, it can signal that she is aware of you in a deeper way. That is the nervous energy that often appears when attraction begins to grow. Now here is where many men misunderstand the situation. They assume nervousness means discomfort. Not always. Often it means anticipation. Think about the feeling before giving an important speech or meeting someone you admire. Your heart moves faster. Your hands might not stay completely still. Attraction works in a similar way. A woman may suddenly become more conscious of how she looks, how she moves, or how she speaks. That is why you might see her adjust her hair, straighten her posture, or briefly look away before returning eye contact. She wants to make a good impression. She wants to appear natural. Yet the excitement beneath the surface reveals itself through those tiny gestures. Be calm when you notice this. Do not rush. Do not overanalyze every motion. A high-value man understands that attraction grows best in a relaxed space. When you remain composed and grounded, your calm presence balances her nervous energy. That is powerful. That is masculine confidence in action. Your masculine energy does not need to be loud or forceful. It is steady. It is patient. It allows her to feel safe enough to relax and express herself naturally. Remember this simple truth. Women are often highly aware of how they are perceived when they like someone. That awareness creates those little nervous movements. The more she cares about the interaction, the more those subtle signals may appear. So if you notice her touching her hair, adjusting her bracelet, or briefly looking down before smiling again, do not assume she is uninterested. Quite the opposite. Sometimes those tiny moments reveal that she is trying to manage the excitement of being around you. But you must handle this wisely. Do not pressure her. Do not stare intensely or comment on every little movement. Be centered. Smile lightly. Keep the conversation flowing. That is how a high-value man behaves. He reads the room. He understands emotional signals. He knows how to attract women without forcing attention. And here is the deeper lesson. Attraction is rarely loud in the beginning. It lives in the details. The quiet smile, the slight nervous gesture, the playful glance that appears and disappears in a second. When you carry calm masculine energy, you create a space where those small signals naturally grow into stronger connection. That is how men who truly attract women move through the world. They do not chase approval. They create comfort. They stay present. And in that presence, attraction quietly unfolds. All right, my friend, that brings us to the end of today's video. I truly hope this helped you see things a little more clearly. Women don't always come right out and say what they feel. Very often, their actions do the talking. A smile that lingers a little longer. A head tilt while she listens. The way she leans in when you speak. Small signals, but powerful ones. Here is the honest advice I want you to remember. Pay attention to behavior, not just words. Most men miss great opportunities simply because they overlook the quiet signals right in front of them. Don't rush. Don't overthink. Just stay present, observe, and respond with confidence and respect. When you start noticing these subtle gestures, the whole dynamic between men and women becomes much clearer. And remember this: confidence grows from awareness. The more you understand these signals, the easier it becomes to connect naturally. If this video gave you a useful perspective, take a moment to like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel for more insights like this. Thanks for spending a few minutes here with me today. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.